There's a need for us to unlearn what we learned in the past about how to be a founder. And what stood out to us was the metaphor of Buddhism, where your sense of self drops away as your mind wakes up and your relationship to consciousness changes. You become sort of one with everything, right? And that's what's happening with AI. We are becoming one with all the cognition all around us at our fingertips that's always there. And that can be enlightening and awakening and empowering, but it can also be unsettling as your sense of self shifts to become something different. And we're seeing that with founders who are now working every day with AI, and their teams are working with AI. In the past, you were the central cognitive intelligent node, and now it's much more distributed. And that switch to your mindset and how you function is giving a lot of people some sickness, some uncomfortable feelings. And we've got to get through that into more of an AI Zen mindset. The term for that from the 1800s is called Zen Sickness, where there's this unsettled feeling as you start to move toward awakening. And that sickness comes from when you can't integrate this new perspective fast enough. And you can't integrate it into your business fast enough, and the way you operate and the way you spend your days. The other metaphor that was clear to us was the atomic bomb. After World War II, when we realized that humanity had the atomic bomb, we realized who we were, what we were capable of. It was a real danger, but it was also a call to responsibility. It was a call to a different way of thinking about ourselves and about the planet. This is the same moment. AI is the same type of technology shift in terms of changing how we think about ourselves and what we're capable of. But in 1994, there was a similar shift when we saw the browser. And we realized that for the first time in history, the whole planet was going to get connected for the very first time. And there was a shift in how we thought about time and space. Now that we've leapt into AI, we're having this third sort of real change in how technology is going to mean we function, how we relate to ourselves. And we're in that moment. You are in that moment here right now, adapting to this new understanding, this new mindset. So how do you actually make this mental adaptation to where we are now? There's 3 moves that we've identified. The traditional remedy for Zen sickness is to just spend more time with the realization on a daily basis. So interacting with AI, programming with AI, writing with AI, strategizing, talking to, all those things, but in a gentle way. You will slowly adapt to it. Every day you get more and more adapted to it. It's without rushing into it, but it's giving your nervous system a chance to grow into where we are today. The second move we've seen is just a sense of surrender. I don't mean surrender your cognition. You amplify your cognition, but you surrender in terms of your relationship to where the cognition can be coming from, and then you orchestrate that. You need to get out of your own way and stop relating to the old version of you knew, back in school or back in your last startup or back in your last company. And the third move is to bring the beginner's mind, which we've borrowed from martial arts, where you're present, you accept what is, and you're calm so that the right moment you can strike. So you want to surrender your old map, but you don't want to surrender your judgment. Okay, it's that tension, that balance between being relaxed and being able to strike, being present and accepting what is, but also pushing forward with your intention. It's very Zen. So right now there's a lot of pessimists about AI. Oh, it's going to take all of our jobs, and oh, I'm not worthy anymore. What am I going to do with my life, and what am I worth? Look, pessimists get to be right in the short term, and they get to say how insightful they are, but they don't get to be happy. And if you're an optimist, you get to be rich in the long term, and you get to be happier in the long term. So really, I encourage your optimism. We are going to get through this, and you're going to get through this. The message for me of this article is to not be sad about things, but to be optimistic about things, not to be negative, not to be overly critical and depressed. It's the opposite of that. The other day I got teary because I'm in my 50s and I'm going to miss whatever comes after me, and it's all changing so fast and so dramatically and so amazingly. And I just get sad that I'm going to miss whatever's 40, 50, 60 years from now. Now, the people who are in their 20s and 30s, you guys are going to see all that, and I'm jealous, super jealous of you. So people say, well, how can I be an optimist in the face of how the world is so difficult and AI is taking our jobs and whatnot? And the world isn't in total chaos. Our institutions are holding there's just a lot more discussion going on, and you just see it more on your social feeds. It feels as if things are worse, even though the amount of killing and death and poverty and whatnot is dropping dramatically over the last 60 years. And so what are we going to be valued for? We're going to be valued for our wisdom. We're going to be valued for our judgment. We're going to be valued for our adaptability and our flow and our intention, okay? And that will remain over the next 20, 30, 50 years. And we're just moving along as a species as we move towards silicon-based life. And there will be silicon-based life, of course there will. But us carbon-based life forms are going to be valued for that wisdom and for those intentions and for that flow and for that adaptability. And that's where you'll find your success. It's not that it's the end of value. It's not the end of purpose. It's just the transformation of it. See that change is a positive, not a negative. These cultures that see change as a negative, they're the ones who fall behind. They're the ones who fall into low GDP and into sickness and into unhappiness. Don't be that way. Don't take that mindset. Take the optimistic mindset. Take the future mindset. Stop thinking about the past. Think about what we can build in the future. There's no better way to think. It's just a better mindset to have.